I want to discuss guitar basics and learn and how to approach guitar. I think a good place to start would be in first position and eventually moving in from first position to all of the positions in the so-called cage system. Joe Pass once said that he only knew 5 chords, but they were C, A, G, E, and D, but he knew them in major, minor, augmented, and diminished. So I think this is a really level place to start. Given C major, if we label each note tonic, second, third, fourth, fifth, 5, 6, 7, 1, and there's notes. Tonic is C, D is the supertonic, E is the median, F is the subdominant, G is the dominant, A is the submedian, B is the leading tone, and C back to root. So any 2 notes, we should know how to now play 3 notes in a row: 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6, 3, 5, 7, 4, 6, 1, and know them as such and sing them as such. 1, 3, 5, 3. I'll spare you my singing, but singing them is very important. Learn them now in inversions. 1, 3, 5. An inversion means that you take the note that's on bottom and you put it on top. So given 1, 3, 5, we have 3, 5, 1. First inversion, 5, 1, 3. So now we have C in all inversions on the guitar. C, last inversion, 5, 1, 3, 3, 5, 1, 1, 3, 5, and then basically back to 5, 3, 1 in the last position. All of these are 3-note triads. Then we should learn next the next triads, starting on the D, 2, 4, 6, 3, 5, 7 for E minor, 4, 6, 1, 5, 1, 2 is the G chord, 7, 2, 4 is the diminished chord, 6, 1, 3 is the A minor chord. The next step would be to learn each one of these across the guitar in their inversions. D minor, last inversion, first inversion, root position, last inversion. E minor, 5, last inversion of E minor, first inversion B minor, root position E minor, going up the neck, back to F comfortably, first inversion, root position, last inversion, and then basically G, A minor, and going up the neck. Once you learn them in one position, you learn them up the neck as well. The next step would be possibly to learn the dominants of each of these chords. In order to find the dominant of these chords, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Look for 1, look for the leading tone, which is 7. Look for the 4, which produces the dominant, and resolve it as follows. The 4 goes down to 3, the 7 goes up to 1. Classical harmony. It can be done in minor too. But in major, there's half step down, half step up. Learn that principle for each of these chords. So given D minor, go down to the leading tone, go up to the 4, and you have A7, the tritone of A7. So given C major, you're thinking G7. Given D minor, you're thinking A7. Given E minor, you're thinking B7. Given A minor, you're thinking E7. Given B diminished, you're already on the dominant, but you could consider that a G7, and you could consider D7 as the dominant, which is out of the key, G7. So this concept of inversion is basically, should be taken apart by learning the C scale and applying something we call the rule of 9. So given that there's 8 notes in the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 1 to 2 versus 2 to 1. There's a much bigger distance from 1 to 2 than there is from 2 up to 1. The distance from 1 to 2 is 1, 2. But 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 are 7. 2 and 7 equal 9. Similar, 1 and 3. 3 and 1. 1 and 3 are 3. 3 and 1 are 6. 1 and 4 is a fourth. C down is a fifth. 5 and 4. So C up to F, 1, 2, 3, 4, versus F up to C is 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. That's 4 and 5, they equal 9. They're interchangeable. C to A is 6. C down to A is 3. So the whole exercise would look like this. So C, for example, C, A, C, C, A, C. C, A, C are 3, 6. C, B, C, C, 2, C, 7. C up to 2, C down to 2. C, C and F up 4, down 4, 4. So C, D, E, so C up to your 4th across the guitar. C down a 4th would be G. Now the interesting thing about this is you get something called polychords by applying that. So given F, which is the 4th chord of C, the root could be a G, which would be G over F, which is, generally speaking, a dominant chord. But you can also have G over F, which would be a subdominant chord with an extension. You could have E minor, and you could go, you could extend that over A minor. Just given E minor, which is the 3 chord, you look for the 6 as the root. Whatever will equal 9. So 1 to 4 means the root will be 5. 1 to 5 means the root will be 4. 1 to 3 means the root could be 6. 1 to 7, which would be the diminished chord, means the root could be 2. D minor over B diminished, E minor over A minor, and also inverting A minor over E minor. So given an E minor chord, you can play A. Given an A minor chord, you can play E. Given an F major chord, you can play G. Given a G major chord, you can play F. The concept of inversion versus extension. Inversion means you take what's on the bottom, you put on top. This is C, and C's on the bottom. I put my C now in the 3rd string, and I've inverted the chord. I've taken the bottom and I've put it on top. So 1, 3, 5 becomes 3, 5, 1. 5, 1, 3 becomes 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5 becomes of the D minor chord, which is 2, 4, 6 of the C major scale, becomes 4, 6, 2 of the C major scale. So think of them as chords. Each chord is 1, 3, 5 of itself. C, E, G is 1, 3, 5. D minor is 1, 3, 5 of D minor, but it's also 2, 4, 6 of the C major scale. So to get fluent in this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6, 3, 5, 7, 4, 6, 1. 5, 7, 2. 5, 7, 2 is simply a G chord, but it also functions as a extension of a C major chord. It can also function as an extension of an F major chord, given that this is the thinking tonally, this is the 5 of C, this is the root of the 4 of the C. Take a simple melody and apply some of these principles, all of me. Apply the chords. Find the dominants. The dominant of D minor, given D minor, can go to A7 to D minor, can create an interesting line. E7, B7, E7, A, D7, G. B7, E, passing chord. The way to get fluent in this is to find any root of any chord. If it's A minor, look for the leading tone of A minor a step away from the A, which would be G sharp, and away from the 3 would be the This is the leading tone of A. This is the fourth of A, which is a G, which is G sharp D, which happens to be the third and the seventh of the dominant of A minor. A minor, E7, A minor, leading tone, fourth. So learn all your E chords in first position, in inversion, and resolve them to A minor. One last thing is learn the difference between an inverting a chord and extending a chord. 1, 3, 5, 3, 5, 1, 5, 1, 3. That would be inversion. Extension is 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4. 2, 4, 6, 1, 3, 5. To extend a chord, we go up the scale every other note as follows. Learning the guitar now, basically a sideways approach. So given this note, given any note of the guitar, if we learn a C major scale across the guitar, we're extending the harmony. So given D minor, we have 1, 3, 5, minor 7, 9, 4. That's extending the harmony. So instead of inverting the harmony, which is basically repeating the notes, we now have a whole set of new notes. The other thing to do is after you master the triads, a lot of material here, you replace the third of the triad, 1, 3, 5, with a second. So instead of 1, 3, so given 1, 3, 5, you can play 1, 2, 5. And get your nice country like in there. 5, 1, 3, take the 1 and make it a 2. So now you're creating what we call suspensions. 1, 2, 3 becomes 1, 3, 5. Find the dominant, A minor, E7. But by holding some of the notes of the minor over to the dominant, we create what we call a suspension. So, not to get too confused, review your scale in first position, naming everything quite carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Practice the inversion of these notes. C, C, B, C, C, B, C, C, D, C, C, D, C, C, E, E, C, C, F, F, C, C, G, G, C. Up and down. C, down to G, C, up to F. C, up to E, C, up, down to E. C, up to A, C, down to A. C, up to B, C, down to B. 7, 2, 3, 6, 4, 5. They will always equal 9. If this is helpful, send me a like. Thank you very much.